Hi, I'm Kelsey,
And I'm Danny.
and this is our 1991 Chevy Astro Tiger.
So this Chevy Astro is all-wheel drive, which allows us to get through basically anything. We've been driving through sand, up really steep hills, and we've had no issues. So we've upgraded the suspension. We had the fiberglass springs in here, which came like that from the factory, and we upgraded it to heavy-duty springs that are made of steel, and so now we're not bottoming out with the tires hitting the top of the wheel well. So this here is where we installed the diesel heater. The water tank is also in here, and so the nice part about that is when we are in cold climates, which is hopefully never, we will be able to keep our water from freezing because the diesel heater will be running. So we ended up adding this toolbox on the back. It's literally made for the back of a pickup truck, but I found it on Marketplace for $75. So spray painted it black, made the mounts, and attached it to the bumper. I was having a really hard time figuring out where I wanted to put the diesel tank for our diesel heater, but I ended up cutting a hole in the center of this toolbox and dropping the line out the bottom of it, and it's worked out flawlessly. I covered up the taillights with the toolbox, and I knew I was gonna have to figure something out to replace the taillights because you obviously can't see those going down the road. So I put an LED strip on here, bought it from AutoZone, like 75 bucks, and then just attached it to the trailer light hookup that was already there on the van. So this is city water connection, so we can plug into a campground like hose or spigot and have the water just run from that, like when we're in the States. In Mexico, the water from campgrounds is not like potable, so you can't drink it. So we won't be doing that, but that option is there. Here we have the connection for our like 110, 120 volt electricity, where you can plug into a house. So this here, I don't remember what it was, honestly, but I turned it into an outdoor shower. So we have our spigot. If we ever just want to like rinse off the salt water after the beach or rinse our feet off, it's a great thing to have on the outside. Something that's been really handy has been this light bar. If you have a rig and you're probably going to be pulling into camp spots at night, that thing is a game changer. We have 525 watts of solar. We went with flexible panels so that they were able to be glued flat to the roof because there was nothing to mount them to otherwise. One of our favorite things about the van has been this front porch light. It just really makes it feel like home when you're sitting outside in front of your rig. Now we're going to pop the top and show you what's going on in there.
I'm gonna take you through the inside. This is the living room area. So we redid these couch cushions. If you can remember from previous vlogs, it was a disaster and also very funny. But we covered the previous cushions in the same way they had them before with these buttons. I do regret not doing something that was washable, but this is what we have for now, and I'm really I love the color and the corduroy that calls to some vintage vibes of the van. We can fit a lot of people in the van, which is so nice. This is primarily where our dogs choose to sleep, and the L-shaped couch also turns into a bed. We replaced the flooring from an ugly blue carpet to a peel and stick tile that we got off of Amazon, and it's actually held up pretty well. This is so many people's favorite feature in our van because it's kind of vintage, the terracotta floors, which I wanted to do in the bus and finally got to do in the van. Underneath each of the cushions is storage for different things. Under this cushion, we've got the toilet area. We don't use this a ton. We try to use like porta potties or when we're actually driving on the road, gas stations, restaurants, things like that. But we have our toilet paper, my sheepy, and pee jug and compostable toilet bags just in case. Underneath here is where we store our extra shoes and toilet paper. Under this cushion here is where we keep our laundry, towels, and projector, as well as the line for our diesel heater. Under this cushion is just where our water tank is held. It is a 20-gallon water tank. And under this cushion is where we keep all of our solar.
So down here is our battery bank, our 1200 watt inverter, our 12 volt charger from the alternator, and our solar charge controller. On the roof we have 525 watts of solar, and I wish we had slightly more solar on the roof, but it's just what we have, and it's actually worked out perfect. Just sometimes it gets a little bit low on charging the battery, and I wish I had just slightly more.
Contrary to popular belief, this is not our toilet, which we have just shown you. This is our trash can, but underneath is where we hold our small baby vacuum and the rest of the solar hookup. So next big item in our van that we changed was this area. So where the trash and this closet is, this used to be the bathroom shower area. When we lived in our bus, we didn't really use the toilet shower area a lot. So now all of this is storage for our clothing, electronics, makeup, skincare, all the good stuff. This area is relatively the same as it was before we started renovating, aside from this wall here. It used to be kind of a half wall where the shower used to be. So this is just solely for my well-being and happiness. It makes no sense to have any of this stuff here. None of this stuff is like beneficial or useful. It's just solely for vibes. The kitchen area is pretty much the same layout, and there wasn't a ton that we changed in terms of where everything was placed. Cabinets here are the same. We didn't decide to paint them, only to place new knobs that matched the cabinetry hardware that we replaced underneath. Up top we just have all of our vitamins and spices, as well as bread, butter, the basics for breakfast, and coffee mugs, glasses, shot glasses. These cabinets were also here originally. We just placed new faces on them, which also holds our silverware, plates and bowls, and below here, all of the coffee stuff. We did replace the kitchen countertop from the white laminate that we had before because we did extend the countertop a little bit. We replaced the sink with a deeper sink, also chose new matte black hardware, and we decided to put a soap dispenser in with our sink, which also saves a lot of counter space. You don't have to mosey around with having a soap bar or Dawn dish soap that you pull out from anywhere. It's just right here. I can load it up whenever I want. The 2-burner stove was in here prior to the renovation. We decided to keep it as is. It works just fine, although we definitely are missing having an oven in this rig. So as far as the lower cabinets and storage, the relative layout, it's the same, but it's a little bit different in how we stored things. So we reworked this storage space to work as our pantry. It's a really deep spot, and we can store a lot of food in here. This next cabinet is kind of our electrical, where we store all of our camera gear. We put a new outlet in here so we could charge everything and keep it all in one place. This bottom cabinet used to be a propane heater. Now it's kind of a catch-all for cleaning, supplies, and anything that we can put back there. Cabinets we had to rework as far as how they were laid out. These used to be drawers, but now they open slightly for our sponges and lighters, basic stuff. Third drawer down is kind of just our towels, blender, and big utensils we can't fit up top. And then the very bottom drawer is for pots and pans, cutting boards, and all of our Tupperware. The fridge we kept the same. We haven't adjusted it or anything. It lasts us about a week as far as groceries and holds exactly what we need. The fridge also runs off of AC power. One of the things I love the most about this van that we didn't have in the bus is the passenger seat, which is so nice, but also it swivels to provide more room in the space for people to hang out, for us to sit and have plenty of space to chit chat and work on things. The dash area, we were going to build something permanent but didn't have enough time throughout our build. So we just found this plastic sealable Tupperware container for our dog's food and then placed this dash organizer so we would have more space for our water bottles and other things that we would need while we're driving. The rest of the dog's items are in the back toolbox area. Above the driver and passenger seat, we've got almost a queen size bed. It's 6'6" in length and 4 feet in depth, which can get cozy at times, but we've gotten used to it.
That's all for the tour. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye, fam.
Quiet on set. No, I said quiet on set. What a rude audience. No woo-woos. But we've got just meds. Not meds. The 2-burner stove was in here prior. Oh, look at Ugly's here. Oh, he's so cute. When I get mad at Danny, I make him sleep on the couch. The bed also transforms into a bed. No, what did I say?
I'm just feeling goofy. Come on, baby. Give me the power.